So, here we go again. It is a Tuesday morning, I tell you. We were missing yesterday. Today we're in. Technology working so hard because we were just with TVJ and we were on the TV, I hear. And guess what? Carlette was on the TV too. So is she over there on TVJ or is she over here? Good morning to you, Carlette.
Hey, Francois.
She's right here beside me.
I have to be with you.
How did you do that though? Weren't you just on TV too?
So I was chatting with my friend Usain Bolt the other day.
Okay.
She told me how to move from TV to radio.
I get you. All
back
right.
again, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So a sprinting thing took place,
Yes.
and you are here.
It was nice to see you on TV.
Oh, I never get to go on
I'm
TV.
telling you, you're so handsome and you're here in radio.
Oh, wow.
You're too handsome.
Oh,
radio.
wow.
And the lovely Denny.
She's been paid handsomely, folks.
I don't know what you're going to do next week.
Yes, it's going to be scary over there. There's going to be no Simone.
I know what I'm going to do. Next week I'm going to do a baby tech episode so I can tell her all the technology that has to relate to babies.
Oh, all right.
Monitors and stuff like that.
Sure, that's
she
cool.
may need that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
At least one person will be listening. Yeah? She will be. But this morning we're here to talk about the new WP7.
WP7. What is
Windows
that?
Phone 7. So people keep asking me on Twitter and on Facebook if I would get an Android phone. And at first I was like, yes, I definitely want an Android phone, which runs on the Google OS, Google operating system.
So let me get this right. You said so many things that I want to ask you questions on. The Android system. So the phone that's called a Droid, it works on the Android system.
That's right.
So there are many other phones that work on the Android system?
Yes.
And these phones work over the internet. They're not mobile cell sites.
They're regular phones that just happen to have a lot of internet connectivity, a lot of social networking ability. They're smartphones.
Okay.
So you have
what's so different? What's so different about it?
So the beautiful thing about it is that they're clean, they're fast, they're intuitive, they're really, really sexy. So there are a wide range of phones that are available using the Android OS, Android operating system. And they're hot. They are so hot. Including the world's first 4G phone uses a Google Android-based operating system.
Alright, so what does this now? Windows 7 phone.
Windows 7 phone is about time. So Windows, of course, dominated the market early out. And then Blackberry came in, Nokia came in, all sorts of other phones came in to really take over the smartphone hemisphere. Windows is back, and back in a big way.
So wait, Windows had a phone before?
Yes, man. Remember we used to use
phone?
Windows mobile phones. So they don't have a phone itself. What they have is an operating system that works on a phone, much like how Android works on different phones.
I never had no Windows. I didn't use Windows
never had
Mobile.
a Windows Mobile, a Windows CE phone, no?
No, no.
But they used to make phones.
Oh, okay.
And they used to be very popular.
Oh, okay.
And then they were kind of computeration, complicated and clunky, and everybody went to Blackberry, or everybody went to iPhone, everybody went to Android, but now they are back.
You see, at least I skipped a phase that was unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
And now you're right there to come back. Now the major difference between a Windows phone and an Android phone, Android is an open platform. So the Google persons that make Android allow other people to develop content for their phones. They allow manufacturers, so whether it is that you have a Motorola or a Samsung Android phone, they allow the manufacturers to tweak their operating system for their phone. Sometimes this leads to broad differences in the kinds of phones. So you'll have an Android phone that does have GPS support, and then you'll have one that doesn't. It was really kind of a crapshoot in terms of what features that you would get with an Android phone. With the Windows 7 phone, with the Windows Phone 7 rather, everything is tightly controlled by Microsoft, much in the same way that Apple controls everything that goes on the iPhone. So they make sure that everything works. You won't have any glitches, you won't have any issues with the screen not working properly, you won't have anything where one phone has a feature and another one doesn't, as with Android right now. You need an Android phone, don't you?
Apparently I do.
Yes, yeah.
But I've gotten, fixed to certain Blackberry features that obviously I can't do without. Now, the Windows 7 phone are you telling us about the future, or are you telling us about today?
I'm telling you about today. I hesitate because the phones won't be be available until later this month in Europe. They won't be available until late November in the US, but that's practically today. Between now and the end of the year, you can get your hands on a Windows 7 phone, and I'm looking forward to it.
You're going to get one?
If I can afford it, yes.
Oh, wow. And it's going to, do you think it's going to make a big difference?
I think that
meaning that you'll see a movement of people across to it?
I do. I think this is the most exciting things in phones since the Android was introduced a couple of years ago. Android really, as Jamaican people would say, bucks food out of iPhone mode. Blackberry users weren't necessarily switching to Android, but iPhone users were switching to Android.
Right, I get that.
The thing about the Windows 7 phone, the Windows Phone 7, is that it integrates perfectly with enterprise. So whereas Blackberry has that lock on business applications, because those business applications are made by Microsoft really and truly, like enterprise. The Windows 7 phone is going to come and box food out of Blackberry mode.
But let me tell you this simple thing that will affect me. Having gotten hooked on the BlackBerry and the messaging system, if I don't do that, then I'm cutting off a group of people I communicated with. For what?
For nothing, because guess what? Just as the technology moves, the messaging is going to move too. I remember when I got my BlackBerry Messenger, and all my people on AOL kind of got cut off, but then they migrated to Messenger with me.
So you think all of us will move at the same time?
Not at the same time.
Well, you know.
But technology is moving. It's a progressive thing, and all of us need to get with what's hot and what's new. Remember when you used to use MSN Messenger?
Yes.
Way back when.
I get your point on that.
So technology will move too. And there are a number of cross-platform software that allow BlackBerry Messenger users to talk to iPhone users and iPhone users to talk to Android users. So eventually technology will come along to make everything
I guess
compatible.
there's still SMS messaging that still goes on.
Yes, that's right.
Because
Remember that?
Yeah.
So when young men come up
But that
to
has
me
a cost.
and say, give me your PIN, and I say, don't you want my number? Like, no, I want your PIN. I'm like, and if I give up my BlackBerry phone, you have no way to contact me. Better you take my number, because it goes from phone to phone to phone. But they're not so
They didn't
smart.
think about that. All right.
They're not so
I got your number.
Another great thing about the Windows Phone 7, and I think that's such an awkward name, so I'm just going to call it the 7.
Okay.
Right? It has a very big cool factor like the iPhone. So instead of using icons, it uses tiles, and this user interface is gorgeous. It is intuitive.
Then how do you see it if it's not out?
I've done research.
Did you get one?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. And is
So
it going to be? It will be compatible with all our systems
with everything
that we have out
seamless
here.
integration with Hotmail, seamless integration with all your Office programs. So when it is that you need to edit a document or so, no problem at all. When it is that you need to share that document with others, because a lot of us are using Windows Live right now to store our documents in the cloud, seamless integration with all of that.
Well, let me ask you a question. We really should wait for the question and answer round, but
Go ahead.
as you talk about that, on my phone, certain emails I get, it can't open the attachment, which is a simple Excel file or a Word document, because it just may be too long. Is that something that may be
with a 1
in the
gigahertz
past?
processor? 1 gigahertz. Your netbook probably has a 1 gigahertz processor. So this phone is more powerful than your netbook.
Oh, so that's why.
8 gigs of storage space. With it is definitely going to be able to open up any kind of Microsoft document that you need to open and edit it and send it back. Very cool. That's why I said it's going to be a great business phone with a really sexy cool factor. So like the Torch is the phone that I would be worried about right now. A lot of people who are flocking to get the BlackBerry Torch because it has the sexy touch screen and all the BlackBerry productivity. Right now I would forego the Torch for the Windows Phone 7.
Oh boy. You know, I'm still concerned about touchscreen technology because I think it's gonna it may not be rugged enough to, but I guess people don't keep phones that long.
No, but it's rugged. My iPhone I've had for 4 years now, and I haven't scratched or cracked the screen.
You haven't had any problem?
No.
Not with sweat or dirt or...
And I'm notorious for walking in the rain with my phone. No problems at all. I guess you just have to take care of your stuff. Last thing I need to mention. So I'm a little bit worried, not a lot worried, but a little bit worried. Remember when we all thought that Microsoft was going to take over the world because every computer was running Windows and everybody was using Office, and then the monopoly broke
Well,
up
they
a
have
little bit.
taken over the world, save for the Mac users.
Fair enough, right? And then Google came along and everybody's using Chrome instead of Internet Explorer, everybody's using Google Docs instead of Office. Well, Microsoft is trying to relay claim on its world domination. And I'm just a little concerned about one person having access to all my data, or one company providing me with all my technology. But as I said, just a little. You can see how little long.
All right, you have this some of this information, your comments on the blog.
On the blog, on our Facebook.
trivialonfame.blogspot.com. And a lot of people have been asking about last week when you told people how to clean up your phone and everything like that. That's still up.
Yes, that is still up.
They can go and get that done. All right, check it out. Stick around. Carlette is going to stay, and you can text us at 878-FAME. That's 878-3263. If you have any question, comment. If you think you know more about the Windows 7 phone, then you can tell us what you know. Or if you plan to get one, or you're not moving from where you're going, or if you have a totally different question, text us right now.
Got 10 minutes? Get technified with Tech Time on Tuesdays in Trivial Pursuit with Francois and me, Carlette, on the blazing 95 FM.